Alright, so I'm building a ultralight hiking and camping pot for this video. I'm using a Foster's beer can. I had to go and pick one of these up, and then I used the beer for kind of fertilizer watering of some garden plants because I don't drink, but it's the only can that comes in the size that I'm looking for. There's also a Heineken beer can that comes in that size, but I couldn't find that one either. The Foster's was all I could find. There's a lot of sanding that goes into this, so I clipped that out. You do need to use a razor knife and cut around the edge. At the top you're going to go around probably 30 times before it's going to come off. I obviously clipped that. Press in along the edge side and it'll start to peel away. The can top will start to peel away. Once that comes off, you dump it out. You don't want to use a can that's already been opened unless you are able to flatten that tab back down. If it's opened, you're going to have a hole there. But you rotate the pop tab around backwards and bend it up, and you've got that little handle. It's good for lifting the lid off. This can size will actually hold another soda can and maybe some of the alcohol type stoves that you make from pop cans. It's big enough around that a pop can can fit in that top hole. I'm planning on making some alcohol stoves and a cup out of a pop can. You don't really need to do as much sanding as I'm doing. I wanted it to be mostly silver, as well as it prevents a lot of smoke when you cook with it for the first few times. Sanding off the ridge at the top so that it doesn't cut anybody. It can be pretty sharp when you cut that top. Instead of using a razor, you can also use a side can opener and it'll take the top off in a similar fashion. Now I want to make a handle for the actual pot as opposed to the handle that I just have for the lid. I'm going to go ahead and take the smallest screwdriver tool on my Leatherman and punch a hole on either side. I was about to punch the hole with my finger there, and I realized leather on the other side might be a good idea. It's pretty simple to punch the hole through, get it to a good diameter where it'll rotate with the hanger wire in it, and kind of eyeball where the exact opposite side is. I guess eyeball and exact aren't the same, but you get the point. And punch the other hole. I needed to make the holes a little bit larger. The one on the other side here seemed a little small once I punched the other side. I put them far enough down that it's not going to tear through the aluminum when it's full of water. There's kind of a rough end there, but I just wanted to clip off, and then need to measure how much I need. So I'm going to push it through and eyeball based on the amount of distance you need to go across plus about 3/4 of that distance. So about 175% of the distance across is what I've found when I've made loops across the top of pots before. I bent the edge so that it'll catch, and so that I can have some kind of idea how far it needs to go up before I bend the other side. A lot of people would probably want to do a lot of measuring with this, but I've done so much of this type of work that I just do it by eye and feel. It's a little bit tricky to get the bent-in ends into those holes, but all of the materials are quite flexible, and so it shouldn't be too difficult. And you'll get it in there. You want to try to get it in without tearing the aluminum any further. The hole being circular like it is, it's a little more sturdy than if you tear a hole vertically. There we are with the lid and the handle for both. Looks pretty good. There are a couple spots on it that still have paint. Most of those are near the bottom because I couldn't reach in far enough to sand and push against my finger. Pop can fits in nicely.